Alrighty, so the new Disaster Lillia event, 7 catastrophes, whatever, etc., is going on. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool, and there's a lot of really good rewards to get from it. Like, obviously, there's an exchange shop with some cool stuff. I've already went ahead and bought the melee suit, even though I don't have melee yet. It still lets you buy it, which is kind of cool, so I would definitely recommend buying that just in case you get melee in the future and you're not getting him during the banner. So that's actually a really cool thing, because I don't know if this suit comes back or anything like that. I have no idea, actually, but yeah, I guess you can go ahead and pick that up, so that's cool. There's obviously a green Lillia dupe, and then you have a whole bunch of stuff like this. I'm focusing on the anvils first, and then we have some sort of weird unrevealed item that you need an unrevealed material to use, or to get, and I'm not really sure what's going on with that yet. But I'm assuming they'll end up unveiling that or something in the future. But the way it works is you have 3 different heroes. You have Valenti over here, you have Easton down here, and then you have Mono. These are 2 unreleased OC characters that aren't in the game just yet, but I'm assuming their banners are going to be coming pretty soon with the half anniversary going on and everything. I don't know if they'll end up being on part 2 or if they'll be shortly after the half anniversary is over, but we're about on track for them to release this. It's kind of weird that they released the event without these 2 already being in the game, but it's not like you actually need the characters to play these events or anything like that, and you actually can't even use the respective character for the stage. So I mean, or well, actually, I don't think you can use any OC character, because if I go to it, you can see Lillia is actually marked out. I can't use her at all. So I don't know. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, you can't add the event without having the characters in the game," but I mean, it really doesn't affect it at all. So I definitely recommend, if you haven't already went into this and you're not super interested in it, go into it, just because for the normal stages you're getting 2 gems for each, the hard stages you're getting 4, and then on the extreme stages you're actually getting 6 diamonds. So you get a decent amount of diamonds throughout these. I'll end up going through and doing all of these. I've already done it for these 2 events right here, the Valenti and the Easton one, but the way it works just like a regular boss battle would. So you go in, and what color is Mono? Mono is red, so I need blue heroes. I might end up just using, well, I can't use Lillia, so I'll just keep what I had. Anyways, so it works exactly like boss battles do, where you just kind of go in and you fight over and over again, and it raises your percentage chance to actually get the raid. And then once you get the raid, you actually fight Awakened Lillia herself. So I'll do these because there's no point in you watching me do these, and then I'll come back once we have the actual raid itself. Okay, so you can see right here, just after that first one right there, we actually ended up getting the percentage that we needed. So you can see also right here, before I go into the actual Lillia boss battle, that the stage rewards for these are actually super good. So you may end up wanting to sort of farm these over time. The CC requirement on these is a little high, like it's 120 I think for the extreme one, so you may want to end up running it on something a little bit smaller, so that way you don't end up dying and it kills your whole auto farm. But yeah, you get some pretty decent stuff out of it. So you can get some decent Waters of Life and Demon's Bloods, 5-star Awakening Stones, which is really nice, and then obviously even the lower tier rewards are still really good. So this is a good way to farm chalices, which they are considered boss battles, so I guess I understand why. But yeah, these are super good. You may want to end up farming a lot of these over time. But let me grab a second player right here and set up my team, and then we will show off the actual boss battle itself. And just so you know, each stage that you do, so because I did the Mono stage, I actually have Strength Awakened Lillia right here. If you do the other ones, you get their respective colors or attributes, I guess is the right word. So if you do Easton's, it's going to be a blue Lillia, and if you do Valenti's, it's going to be a green Lillia. So you have to build a team for each individual raid itself. So that's kind of interesting, but just take that into consideration whenever you're going through it. Okay, so we got a second player. Hopefully he readies up quickly. But yeah, I've got my team set up and everything, which so I really wish they would add a good blue unit to the game. I feel like there's no really good blue heavy hitting unit. Obviously Demon Melee is okay, but he's more of an AoE / farmer sort of unit, and I can't use Lillia in this event either way, so it lowers his penetration. So I don't know. I wish there was like they need a blue Escanor, because both Escanors are really heavy hitting units, and it would be very nice to have a blue Escanor at this point, so that way we can have a a heavy hitting single target blue attacker. Come on now, game. All right, he's changing some stuff up really quick. Here we go though. So I actually really like the visuals and stuff like that of this. It's actually pretty cool, and the boss itself is really neat. I really hope that they end up giving us Awakened Lillia at some point, because she is super cool looking. And it would be really cool to see some of her moves like incorporate this like serpent, like dragon thing into it. I think that would be so sick. But here we go. So 200k CC for the highest difficulty, which isn't too crazy. I feel like compared to like the Ifrit boss or like the Colossal Titan from the previous like collaborations or anything like that, which this isn't a collab, but you get what I'm saying. It's not too bad, honestly. Like, I don't think that anybody's really going to have too much of an issue with this. Like, with 2 players going in, hopefully your CC is going to like beat over this, so we're just going to hop right in. She is immune to everything, so I mean, these Cruel Suns really don't do as much, but Escanor just hits hard, so that's the only reason I'm using those. But yeah, the first phase isn't too crazy. You kind of want to save your ults for the second phase though, because she starts to deal a little bit more damage and she has some like heavier hitting moves, so you just want to kind of burst her down in the second phase. But it's not too crazy. You'll obviously try to get the hang of it as you play. With the blue one, actually, with the speed attribute Lillia, I was actually using I was using Green Estarossa for that, and he was actually countering and life-stealing back most of the health that he was taking from her attacks, which was really nice. So he's kind of a good like tank or like a wall to like soak up the damage, because a lot of her stuff is single target. And then I think she has a move where she can disable debuff skills, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, that one right there. So nothing too crazy, but I mean, it is what it is. So it's actually kind of nice that he brought in King for this, because he can purge that debuff off, which is really nice. Is he going to? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop the buff on our Aaron, and then we will see how much damage we're going to be doing. I still don't like Levi. I feel like everybody hyped Levi up, and like they were like, oh my god, Levi is so good. And it could just be the fact that I don't have like the best gear for him, but Levi does not do as good as I was hoping he would do. Like, he kind of disappoints in my opinion. I don't think I've seen this. Alright, well, it didn't deal nearly as much damage as I was expecting it to. That move's really cool too. Alright, let's try to get this guy dead so that way we can get our ults out. I guess I should probably, I didn't even think about it. I should definitely bring Gother in on these. I don't know why. I'm so like, I was so focused on the like type, like the attribute like disadvantage and stuff like that, that I was just kind of building a team to try to hit as hard as I could. But Gother definitely is probably the best option there. I don't know why I didn't bring him in. Alright, so we're really close. We have 2 out of 3 of my ults, and then I can just use that Aaron buff right there, and then we should be able to hit pretty hard in this next phase. Alright, well, unless he's got a Purify, I'm not going to be able to use that Aaron buff. We'll see if he's got it. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, it's okay that he used that Gother ult, because Gother's ult really doesn't hit all that hard, but it would have been nice to save that for the second phase, I guess. Alright, we're full healed pretty much. That move for Levi does absolutely like no damage, and it really disappoints me every time I use it. But his other skill is pretty good, so I guess it makes up for it a little bit. But he basically just has like a dead AoE skill that just doesn't do well. I like how like cool the dragon looks during the second phase. It's very cool. Alright, so we're just gonna all out, hit him with it. It looks like we're probably gonna finish him off here, because he's got Dari's ultimate as well. Wham. That was bad. That was so bad on damage. This is type advantage, and we have a buff on. 132. That's still not great. She's really tanky, I guess. Either that or I'm just not dealing nearly as much damage as I think I am. Alright. Let's see if this Amplify can destroy. Combusta! Yeah, 459. Honestly, if you have Derriere, she might be just the best unit for this in general. Just because she deals so much Amplify damage. But yeah. You get a good amount of these, actually. I was actually kind of surprised at how much they give you of these. Because some of, like, with the whole, like, Kamara raid or whatever, they didn't really give you a whole lot of good, like, materials for it. Like, some of them were just a lot harder to get. So, yeah, we'll just go ahead and pick this up because there's only one of them. And then that gives us, or we're just going to have to save up more of these red tokens or whatever to get the rest of this stuff right here. But then a lot of this other stuff, like I said, I've just been focusing on trying to get these anvils as much as possible. Because you actually get a decent amount of anvils out of this event. I think it's like 120 or something. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. Obviously, if you want to, like I said, these actually give out pretty decent rewards. So if you want to try to put together your best team for like whichever attribute you have the better units for, mono red might end up being better for Valenti here. But yeah, pretty good stage, pretty good rewards out of it. Obviously, it's kind of fun, like interesting PvE stuff. I'm always, you know, more interested in PvE than anything. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.